Good day to you all. Thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of the program You're on Your Health at an Equinoxe Radio Multimedia. For presentation, I am Immaculate Fogwe. Today we'll be discussing on a very sensitive topic, and that is cardiac arrest. We have heard cases of a man, let's say approximately in his 60s or 70s, dying during intercourse, and that's after he was diagnosed of having suffered with a cardiac arrest. Same with footballers. We have heard a case where a footballer died while on the field, and after being diagnosed, it is said he suffered still with a cardiac arrest. What must have triggered such situations? That's what we'll be looking at on today's edition of the program, You and Your Health. And with me in the studio is my co-host, Ase Lucy Liengo, and she will be introducing our guest for today. Good day to you, Lucy.
Good afternoon, Immaculate Fogwe. Dear listeners, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us once again on today's program. Our program, we are going to receive in a special guest, and our guest for the day is Dr. Cabral Tanchu. He is a cardiologist. Good day, Doctor.
Good day, Immaculate. Good day, Lucy.
Good day, Doctor. We are glad to have you on the program today. So, Doctor, what is a heart attack?
It's a very important question, and today we'll talk about that, and I will try my best to explain for people to know the symptoms, for people to know what to do if they are having cardiac arrest. Let us start with anatomy. The heart is having 4 chambers, and also the heart is having some vessels that give oxygen to blood, to the heart. Oxygen is always needed for all our system, for all our muscles, for our body. The coronary arteries are the arteries that are giving blood to the heart, that are giving nutrients to the heart for the heart to beat well. Heart attack is what, or myocardial infarction, is when those vessels that are giving blood to the heart are blocked. Blocked by why? By cholesterol mainly. That's why sometimes cardiologists will say that we should not eat much cholesterol. Why? Because when you eat much, it deposits itself in the inner of the vessels, in the inner part of the vessels, and later on it organizes something that is called plaques. It grows, and later on it can block the vessel, or later on it can rupture and cause a thrombus that will block the vessel. Heart attack is what? Is when that thrombus is blocking the vessels, or that cholesterol is too big that it blocks the vessel, and a part of the heart is not receiving blood and is having symptoms of, we call that one ischemic heart disease.
Okay, you just mentioned cholesterol. Apart from cholesterol, what are some other risk factors that could trigger a heart attack?
What can trigger a heart attack is, we say, cholesterol, ischemic heart disease, hypertension, when poorly treated hypertension, diabetes. People that are having diabetes are not taking medications, or they are not on a real treatment, or diabetes is not controlled. People that are smokers. People that are heavily drinking alcohol. People that are taking some substances for relaxation, those things. And there are other diseases too that can bring a heart attack.
Okay. We heard on the news about 2 weeks ago that a man died. That means that was during sexual intercourse after suffering with a heart attack. What can explain such a situation?
Definitely. There are many people that are dying that way. Yes, especially, we men, we should understand that when we are getting old, we should probably take all women too, you see. I'm pretty sure that that man had sex with a young fellow, and young with energy, and there was really discrepancies between both activities, between those two people, according with the level of activity, physical activity, and that's what probably happened. If the man was having hypertension poorly treated, or the man was having diabetes, or the man was having an arrhythmia, the man can die. And that time probably can die of cardiac arrest. not really a heart attack, but cardiac arrest because of an arrhythmia that just started, and he died. Yes, heart attack also can occur because of those vessels that are blocked, and during physical exercise, blood is not reaching well where it was supposed to be, and it occurs.
Okay.
Doctor, we have also heard about footballers who collapsed on the football pitch after suffering from a heart attack. How can we explain that?
That one precisely should be cardiac arrest. Yes, there are conditions that can prompt to that kind of situation, like some people with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. It's a condition when the heart is big, and that left ventricular hypertrophy can trigger arrhythmias that can just develop, and the man can die. Of course, heart attack also can occur, and when it occurs, probably if the place in the heart that, or the vessel, the main vessel that is giving blood to a particular, or the left ventricle to a particular place to the left ventricle, or a big place of the left ventricle is affected, the person can die. What happens really is something too dramatic, let me call it like that, too dramatic. If a place, can you imagine a place of your heart that's not receiving blood, meaning that the heart will not pump anymore, stand still, something that was beating, it stands still, you die. That's why sometimes when I'm talking about risk factors, when I'm saying to people not to drink, to people not to smoke, to people not to eat pork, or when you're talking about white meat, people can be thinking that we want just to deprive them from what they like. No, because we know what can that problem can bring to the person. We know that if you are eating bush meat every day, and you are hypertensive, cholesterol, uric acid, all those things will gather in your body and will bring harm. If really you are eating pork every day, the same will happen. If you are smoking, it will happen. That's why when you are saying you are hypertensive, they are telling you that it's a particular diet you should follow. Please be gentle and follow the diet.
Okay. Ima, I think Mr. Yemile is soon going to display the numbers on the screen so that our
televiewers and listeners can participate in the program. And it's very important because this program is for sure for them.
Very interactive.
Exactly.
It's interactive. Mm-hmm. So, Doctor, let's come back. As an individual, how can I know someone is suffering from heart attack?
It's really easy to know that someone is suffering from heart attack. Heart attack is not just starting its own. It's a progress. It's not just from heaven or from the Holy Spirit. Let me say it like that. Yes, it is not from the Holy Spirit. You are having some symptoms before that can be linked to that. First is what? If you are hypertensive, first you should take your medication. If you're not taking your medication, when you are ascending, you are having chest pains, retrosternal chest pains. The sternum, the middle part of your chest. If you are feeling pains there, something like a pain like something is pressing you, a pain like something is on your chest. Yes. That time, and sometimes the pain can be radiating, but that time you're having the pains when you're doing, when you're climbing, like you're moving fast. It's like something is heavy on your chest. In that case, you should stop, and it can point your attention to the fact that you're having a serious problem that should be investigated. If you don't care, like here in Cameroon, in Africa, usually if it's not too painful that we cannot sleep, you don't go to the hospital. Yes, if you don't care, the blood pressure will still go up, or diabetes will still go high, and later on it will be at rest that you're having that kind of condition. And later on, the least exercise that you do, you have the pains. And when you are having the pains, probably that's it.
Lucy, I think the numbers have now
been displayed
here on our screen, so you could call out for our listeners and televiewers.
Of course, if you want to take part in the program, you can contact us on the number 670 54 70 49. I repeat, 670 54 70 49, or you can still contact us on 656 62 22 22. I repeat, 656 622222 at the end.
So, doctor, we equally like to know, how is this disease diagnosed?
The disease is diagnosed first by symptoms. When you were doing something, an exercise, or when you were afraid, like we are talking about resuming school, rentrée scolaire. Yes, there are many people really that can have heart attack these days because of stress. They don't know from where they will take money to send their children to school. Yes, caissier recherché. And if your hope was on in that money, really you will not sleep, and you can be prompt to develop heart attack because of that. Yes, first the symptom. The symptom on exertion, it can be emotional exertion, because physical and emotional exertion, the result on the heart is the same. The heart will be beating fast. Adrenaline will be circulating in your body more than usual, and it will bring the same problem. Emotional or physical exercise, you feel a chest pain. Yes, irradiating probably to the left arm, irradiating to your jaw. Yes, in that case, really, you should go to the hospital immediately. And it's possible to call ambulance. Yeah. In one country, they call that ambulance. Yes.
Cameroon?
That's it. In Cameroon, it's more complicated. I heard that SAMU sometimes can come. Anyway, you go to the hospital, and there, the doctor in charge, or the cardiologist, it's better to see, but the cardiologist that will receive you, of course, will ask you many questions to know what really is
wrong
going.
with you.
Yes,
Yeah.
you will do a physical examination for you to show the place, the correct place where you are feeling the pains, and see which kind of diseases you are, comorbidities. It can be diabetes, it can be hypertension, it can be gout, it can be something different. And later on, you should do an EKG, the electrocardiogram. And the echocardiogram already can show what is going on, if it's really heart attack. Or it will do also the cardiac ultrasound that will show definitely that the part of the muscle is not contracting well, and you can put the diagnosis. Not only that, you will take your specimen, your blood specimen, to check some enzymes, because when the heart is dying, it secretes some enzymes that can help in diagnosing the problem.
Talking about the diagnosis, how much does it cost? You have talked about ultrasound. We want to know, because I've always been hearing stories about people who suffer with heart attacks have money, because they tend to spend a lot just for treatment. How much can that cost?
Unfortunately, it's too expensive. Okay. It's really expensive.
It's so unfortunate.
Yes. That's why till now we are waiting when couverture santé universelle, or what that really should be implemented.
Universal health coverage.
Yes,
exactly. It's very important.
Yes, because it's, the poor Cameroonian cannot really afford. It cannot afford.
Ease.
Yes, with ease. We cannot afford. Not really. You need people to chip in. You need relatives. You need friends.
But once you have an idea, when you say it's costly, Lucy, I think you equally want to know how much is costly. How much?
At least approximately.
Approximately. Okay, an EKG can cost 12.5, and the cardiac ultrasound is something like 35,000.
Wow.
Only those two.
Wow.
Before now, you go in for lab tests, and those lab tests sometimes are not done in common labs. You should go to
sophisticated labs.
That's it. Wow. And when it's sophisticated, it will cost more. We are not talking about the consultation. We are not talking about admitting the patient. We are not talking about so many other medication that you should buy to treat him. Because when it's heart attack, and really you are falling into because when it's heart attack, the treatment depends on the time that you are landing in the hospital. If you land in the hospital too soon, as very, very, I'm saying, if really your people are too prompt, or they are fast, they are taking you to the hospital very fast, yes, the treatment is different. There, probably you need thrombolysis, and thrombolysis is something like probably $1 million, and it's not done here. And there are some centers here in Douala where it is done, few centers, and there is really, really very expensive. That's why I said
it's costly. Lucy, it's very costly, so we have to be careful.
We have taken
and again, that's why prevention is better than cure.
Exactly.
That's why, again, we are coming to this again. Eat less meat, red meat. The meat that you prefer is white meat. It's what? It's fish. It's chicken. Yes, that are things that, or everything that is coming from the sea. That's why we should eat more. We should eat less of red meat for that cholesterol.
Then what about pork meat, doctor?
Pork meat is the same.
All is the same.
It's
The rest meat.
And we should drink less alcohol. Less alcohol.
Do not smoke.
These off licenses in Douala, everywhere, at each junction.
People are drinking.
I don't know. Really, we cardiologists, when we see it, we ask ourselves, where are we heading to? Where are we going to?
Terrible.
Here in Cameroon.
And doctor, that pushes us to ask the question, how common are cases of heart attacks in Cameroon?
In the past, we are not having these cases, actually. We are not having, because, the lifestyle
has changed,
everything. It has changed.
Hamburgers, a lot of chicken and meat. And the drinks, you just mentioned something about the drinks.
Smoking.
Someone drinking about 7 bottles a day.
A day.
Of course.
A day.
Doctor, because of time, I think we need to move a little bit faster for us to exhaust our questions. So for someone who has already suffered from a heart attack out there, are there any risks of such things like coming back or repeating himself, like when you have heart attack maybe once and maybe it's treated, can you have heart attack again?
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely. If you continue with that type of life, drinking, smoking, not taking your medication, etc., of course that you have again and again and again and again. That's why we are here again. We are here talking about health, informing the population, educating the population. Is very, very important. Yes, we are doctors. We are happy when you are coming here. I used to say
You're
to my...
making money like a
business.
No,
It's
it's not a
doctor?
problem of business. No. We are happy when you are coming because we are helping you. Yes, and we are friendly to you, but it's not good because it's too expensive every time that...
Spending money every day?
And I've been here many times, and there was a lady that called and was asking that I've been taking medications for long, and those medications can bring a different problem in my body. No, it will not bring, because the body is already broken. The body is bad. It cannot bring. But you are spending money all the time. Meanwhile, if really you are keeping on to diet, to all these advices that we are giving to you, you will not reach there.
Of course.
That's why it's so important. You can have, it's like stroke. You can have 1 stroke, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Yes. That's why it's important to be really taking your medication, compliant to the treatment, to follow up with the doctor concerned. Very, very important. Yes.
Okay, doctor, you mentioned about lifestyle, which is very important. You talked about the type of food you eat, what you drink. Apart from those aspects, what are some other things you need to adopt if you are at risk of a cardiac arrest or heart attack?
To take your medication.
Okay.
That's all.
Medications?
Yes.
Can someone with a heart attack carry out physical exercise?
Sports?
Yes. Immediately after heart attack, there's what is called rehabilitation. Okay. Yes, you go to a rehabilitation center. There's a rehabilitation that you go gradually, and you find the level or exercise that you should do, that you should perform with your pathology, taking in consideration with your parameters and your pathology.
Okay.
That's why it's so important. Also, really, I want also to address to groups of sports. Yes, because sometimes when you go and ride in gym, you just write your name somewhere, and they put you in a particular group, and the one that is leading, he doesn't know that you have this problem, you have that problem, this, and as all people are doing, you should do like that. No. That one is very, very important. If you are hypertensive, you should say it. You are hypertensive. Sometimes there are some exercises that are not really advised for you. Yes. Or if you had heart attack, you should mention it. I'm having this condition. I'm having this. I had this, and probably there can be a subgroup for that, for those people.
Lucy, he has talked about the dietary changes, talking about the type of food to eat. But now, doctor, there's this thing that I've noticed, especially for veterans. After physical exercise, doing sports, you start seeing a very big bowl of food, and you see crates of beer.
Drinking.
What should I say? Are they like using a blade on another wound and trying to... You know what I'm trying to say?
That's true. It's the main problem that we are facing. That's what you are saying, actually. Meaning that the man is just cancelling and intoxicating his body more than when he came. Let us say on Saturday, you just get up and you go for sports. Yes, after finishing that sport, yes, there is this pepper soup that they used to give, and the crate of beer that is in front.
Oh la la.
And sometimes the energy, they say that, yes, I
Your lost
sweated,
energy.
I
Yeah.
sweated, this and that, and that. I should come good, good.
And I think-
Meanwhile, you know, and some people don't sweat at all. And they don't sweat at the level that, and again, you should not replenish with alcohol now.
tell you.
There's water.
Crates. I mean, crates.
Drink water, please. Drink water. We should change really our habits. We should change our lifestyle. People, it's very, very important. And this veteran issue, Immaculate.
Thank you so
I don't
much.
know how really we can do to stop that.
Time. Thank you so much, Dr. Cabral Danchu. Thank you so much, Lucy. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That's what put a cap to today's edition of the program. Representation, I am Immaculate Fogwe, and I received technical assistance from Ephraim Yemeli. Have a wonderful day in the company of more interesting programs on Equinoxe Radio and, of course, television. So long.
Vous écoutez